Yeah, it's the rap Diablo. Macho when I drop flows. The bar gets raised up. It's me and Petey Pablo.
Boom. What up? Thank you for joining me for another episode of Sports and Spoilers. If you remember the last episode, we talked about Porzingis and the Punisher, with the trade, with the beginning episodes of season 2 of the Punisher, and how some of that actually kind of went together. You know what I'm saying? It was, I had fun with that one. On this show, we're not going to continue talking about the Punisher. Oh, you thought that this show was going to be organized, huh? You thought that I would go all the way through the show, piece by piece, episode by episode. But no. Next week, maybe, we'll add to the Punisher story. You know what I'm saying? The Punisher podcast, expand, we'll see. But today, actually, something that I should have done on my first podcast was go through and talk about all the shows that I watched and enjoyed. Now, the NBA trade deadline just happened this past week, and there was a lot that went on, like a lot. It was very exciting, as the NBA trade deadline usually is. There's so much that goes on. It's one of the most exciting things that happens in sports in our country, right? Which is crazy, just players changing teams, because it's chaos, and we love chaos. More chaos. The more chaos, the better. Let's just be honest, okay? Let's just be honest about what it is. Now, since that occurred, and it was so crazy. It just makes me think about the playoffs, of course, and how this is going to impact that. Um, what does it mean for certain teams, and how does it, shift balance here or there? So we're going to be doing most of this podcast on that. But first, what I will do is go through and talk about the shows that I watch and just kind of list them for you. There's been shows that have been canceled or removed, like Daredevil and shit like that. R.I.P. Daredevil. Please bring it back. They need to figure out a way to make that happen. But I'm not going to mention all the shows that have been canceled that I watch or that I did watch, because those are past tense. What we're going to do is we're going to stick to the shows that I do watch, and we're even going to mention the show if it's on a break right now, right? So we're waiting for the next season. As long as it has not been canceled, I will list it as an active show that I watch, okay? Now, let's just go down the list of the shows that I actively watch right now. I have a list right here. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, Arrow, Flash, Game of Thrones, Into the Badlands, Walking Dead, Dragon Ball Super, only the English version. I'm not into the subtitle thing. That's just not my steez. Okay. Blind Spot, Designated Survivor, Law and Order SVU. Yes, I've been watching that for years and years. SVU is like a guilty pleasure show. It's almost like a soap opera type show for me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so feely. I don't watch a lot of feely stuff, you know what I'm saying? I watch shit to be entertained. I want to laugh. I want to be like, whoa, that shit was dope. It was awesome. Yo, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, yeah. I don't want to be like that. That's not entertaining to me. But I digress. Chicago PD, love that show. Boy is the truth. The Blacklist, Raymond Reddington, one of the best characters on TV, period. Black Lightning, Star Trek Discovery, Krypton. I'm actually not sure about Krypton. I don't think it's been canceled, but I haven't heard anything about when season 2 is supposed to come, so I need to look into that a little bit more. Homeland, Billions, Jessica Jones, since that's the only one that hasn't been canceled yet so far, and I'm assuming that's because they have another season to release or something. I don't know. Where was Jessica Jones, Cloak and Dagger, The Punisher, of course, The Colony, something I just started watching recently. I'm on season 2, so there's a season 3. I should actually put that on the next list, but I didn't think about it like that because they're all there to be watched. I can find all the seasons online to watch. But I finished season 2 of The Colony. Or no, I take that back. I have one more episode in season 2 to watch, and then there's season 3. But then after that, that could be taken off the list because hey, it's been canceled. I don't know why though, because it's a good ass show. The Gifted. Yes, yes. See, as you can tell, Marvel, all the Marvel shows. If Inhumans was still around, I'd still be watching that just because I'm going to give Marvel a chance to turn it around. The first season was just man, but I'll give them a chance to turn it around because they've earned that. You know what I'm saying? They deserve the benefit of the doubt. All their movies, you know what I'm saying? I love them. I love them all. Some more than others, yes. But for the most part, I love all the Marvel movies. I love all the Marvel shows. Okay. Um, The Kingdom, that's a show, or just Kingdom. It's a show I just started watching on Netflix. A friend recommended to me. It's in like Japan or some Asian country, and there's zombies. It's almost like their version of The Walking Dead. But it is has been dubbed in English, so there's that. Um, the Last Ship, Runaways, Rick and Morty, of course, yes. Rick and Morty, that's the shit. And The Magicians. If you've never seen The Magicians, Coffee Mug makes an appearance. If you have not seen The Magicians is a very wild show. Kind of dark. Not what I expected when I first started watching it. They curse a lot too, which throws me off, but I enjoy it. So, so let's fucking get it. So those are the shows that I watch actively right now that are not that have not been canceled. So the shows that I'm behind on, there's some other shows, but these are the shows that I'm behind on. All these other shows I'm pretty much caught up on, except for The Colony, Fear of the Walking Dead, Animal Kingdom, The Americans. That show is so slow sometimes, and I need to let them build up. And I have about a season's worth built up now, so I need to go through and watch because that show does get crazy, but you have to really be paying attention. It's one of those, but I love it. How to Get Away with Murder. It's another show. It's just crazy as hell. There's murdering people left and right, and just trying to. You have to see the show if you haven't seen it to really understand the appeal of it. Ray Donovan, and last but not least, Ballers. Another great show that I love with The Rock. I love The Rock, man. That's my guy. He's been my guy since his wrestling days, and I love the show Ballers, but I am behind on it, and I need to catch up. Okay, so those are my shows. Those are my shows. It's a lot of shows, right? I think it's a lot of shows. We all love coffee, right? Well, most of us, I guess. Not all. But speaking of ballers, let's go ahead and start talking about the NBA. Let's go ahead and start talking about the Warriors. Okay. Like, oh, another Warriors topic. Oh, man. But it's not so much about me spending all the time talking about the Warriors per se and their team. This is me talking about the teams on the East. And who do the Golden State Warriors most likely not want to face? Who don't they want smoke with? You know what I'm saying? Who don't they want to see across from them on the court when it's time for the finals? I'm sure everybody has thoughts on this. You know what I'm saying? I'll have my own. So the top 3 contenders in the East are Boston, Philly, and Toronto. Okay, those are the top 3 contenders, and all of them have really good teams. The 76ers, the pickup of Tobias Harris. Toronto picking up Gasol. Celtics, they didn't feel like they needed to do anything because, I don't understand what's up with the Celtics. They still feel off to me. They're winning the games that they're supposed to win now more often. but they still don't look to me like they've got it all the way together, you know. And let me go through their schedule because I keep hearing things about how they've been on fire lately. Okay, let's talk about the teams that they've played lately. We're going to go all the way back first to December 15th. Okay, starts a losing streak of 3 games: Detroit, Phoenix, and Milwaukee. They lost those 3 games. Then they won in Charlotte, won at home versus Charlotte, and beat Philadelphia in overtime. They lost to Houston. That Philadelphia win, that was a good win. The thing about Philadelphia, though, is that they're still a young team. Their main pieces are young, and they're still trying to figure things out. So we'll see how that goes again in the playoffs if they have to play each other again. With Tobias Harris on the squad now, that extra scoring punch is going to be something that they were missing last year when they were playing off of Ben Simmons like 10 feet. You know, super disrespectful, and Philly couldn't do anything about it. You're playing 4-on-5. Um, so yeah, they beat Philly in overtime. They lost to Houston. They beat Memphis, not a good team. Lost to San Antonio. That's my squad. Go Spurs, go. You know what I'm saying? You see the hat back there. Speaking of back there, you see that little box by the by my hat? That's a Super Bowl ring. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show y'all that because I got that. But you see the Spurs, right? You know what I'm saying? You already know what's up. Minnesota. They beat Minnesota. It is a 4-game win streak. They beat Dallas, Brooklyn, and Indiana. None of those teams are good teams except for Indiana. They're an okay team, and that was while they still had Oladipo. So that was a good win, and they spanked their ass. Then they lost to Miami, Orlando, and Brooklyn in a 3-game losing streak. That is weird to me. They beat Toronto. Got to hand it to them. They play the top teams in the East well. But they beat Memphis, Atlanta, Miami, Cleveland after that. Not good teams. They lost to Golden State. They beat Brooklyn, Charlotte, OKC. OKC is good, yes. Cleveland, LA. Okay. LA they lost to. They beat Cleveland, lost to LA. That was the last game they had. They lost to LA after having a 20-point lead. They let the Lakers come back and they lost that game. So as you can see, they have some very odd losses in there. And then the teams that they're beating for the most part are not good teams. They got a couple victories against good opponents, but to say that they've been on fire and been on a tear lately is not exactly giving the whole picture. So me and my brother talked about recently. It's just not the full story, not the complete truth. Um, so there's that. Not that I'm disrespecting them, but they haven't been what I expected them to be coming into this year. I know Gordon Hayward it was going to need time to get back to playing ball like he's supposed to do, but it hasn't been just that. It hasn't been just that. Their defense has faltered a lot at different times. There's an inconsistency there now that didn't feel like it was there last year. And that's one of the problems with Philly. They can be extremely inconsistent. Now the Celtics have 6 guys who average double figures. They can switch a lot on defense, and they have smart players on their team, and that's one of the things that makes them extremely formidable. They're pretty deep as well, but like I said, that inconsistency with the offense and the defense this year is something that's a little concerning. And as great of a coach as Brad Stevens is, the other teams in the East are making a strong push for a top team in the East, and it should be concerning. It should be concerning because if Philly keeps getting better, Philly keeps getting better. They only have 5 people who average double digits, but the thing about their guys is that just about all of them average almost 20 points a game. That's a lot of firepower from your starting lineup. And those guys are going to be playing the majority of minutes, so that can be a good thing, and it cannot be a good thing because depending on the series, right? take a lot of out of your guys that can get worn down as the playoffs, advance and things like that. They have a few players to play off the bench, but they'll have to manage those minutes. And the biggest question mark there to me is Brett Brown. Because like I said, with all the firepower that they have, it's going to be interesting to see how he uses it, how it all comes together, if he can get the guys to mesh well and take them where they need to go. Because coaching is extremely important in the playoffs. I can't stress it enough. Can't stress it enough. That is the biggest stage where it gets highlighted when one coach gets outmaneuvered by another coach, at least to me. But Philly, they can defend as well, but they have lapses, and the guys on the bench they can defend a little bit, but not like the starting lineup, not even close, even because the guys in the starting lineup are big as well, especially when you're running with the Ben Simmons at the point. That lineup is going to be ridiculous, but JJ Redick is somebody that you could take advantage of a little bit here and there, make a good play here and there, but you could take advantage of them. But Toronto is the team who has six guys that average double digits. Uh, about three guys who average 7 points or more. Three other guys who average about 7 points or more, and another one who averages about six. They have a lot of firepower over there in Toronto, and the defense that they play on a night-to-night basis. The pickup of Marcus All to replace Valanciunas is I can't rave about it enough because that's a major key alert right there for your team. People think that you get Marcus All because you are in the East and you're going up against Embiid and them, but they've done well against the 76ers. Like Embiid, as great as he is, and I love the 76ers. Like, I was born in Philly. I got a lot of love for the 76ers. But, um, mm, no, no. They defended well as a team, and Joel Embiid is still a little unpolished and, doesn't always take over the games at the right times. And they have a lot of talent on their team. I don't think they were that concerned about Embiid. I think they made that move for looking down the road for that big man, DeMarcus Cousins. That's what I think because if he gets back to his self, you know what I'm saying? Like they can guard all the other players on Golden State. They can. They're the only team that can say that. They have the length, the versatility at pretty much every position to switch everything. And look, as a Spurs fan, when Kawhi was playing the year before he stopped playing, okay, and then obviously was subsequently traded before that happened, and he was playing that season. Okay, before the years prior, the Spurs were one of the teams with the best records against Golden State. One of the only two teams with a winning record against Golden State, and that was because Pop knew how to play defense on them. Okay, first let's put someone longer on Steph, right? Who is that? Danny Green. Okay, you won't put Kawhi on Durant, right? No, no, no. Put Kawhi on Klay Thompson, okay, and blanket him. Put Siakam on Durant because he's tall, he's long. But or you can switch him actually now because you do have Siakam. You could put Siakam on or see this team is a little different. Okay, they're different from my Spurs team. They don't have to hide Tony Parker. Okay, so Kyle Lowry actually can stay on Clay. Okay, he's big enough, he's strong enough, and he's a dog on defense. I don't worry about him defensively. It's Kyle's offense that's the concern to me, but his defense is good. So you plaster him all over Klay Thompson, and you don't let that man get open and catch and shoots. Okay, you switch everything if you have to, but that's going to be the initial defender for Clay. All right. That's going to be the initial matchup. Danny Green on Steph, and so you have the length, okay? So now you can put Kawhi on Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Siakam can use his athleticism against Draymond. Draymond's stronger than him, but so that's going to be a key matchup right there. But now with DeMarcus Cousins, so you have Marc Gasol, because I don't think any of us thought Jonas Valanciunas would stop DeMarcus Cousins if he starts to really get in his bag again, because he already looks good. But Marc Gasol is a smart defender who can play someone like DeMarcus Cousins well. If he gets switched on pick and rolls, he's smart enough to make the right play at the right time. They're all smart defenders over there. That's going to be a problem for Golden State. The key to beating Golden State is not outscoring them, even though the Raptors can score. And obviously the point of the game is to outscore the opponent. So let's not with the easy jokes, the low hanging fruit, right? Obviously, but I mean, not to get into a shootout with them. That's not the key. The key is to slow them down. And people are like, but you can't slow them down. No, you can, but you have to have the horses to do it. And Toronto has those horses. They have the horses to do it. I think that Toronto is the best team in the NBA. And I think Toronto is going to win the NBA championship, and Kawhi is going to get his second ring. He'll be the MVP. And he has a dog in him in the playoffs that emerges. You Toronto fans are going to see playoff Kawhi, and you're going to love him even more than you already are loving him, because that man is dangerous. And that year that he got hurt in the playoffs, if you remember, we were beating them in the conference finals by 20 points, and a big reason of that was Kawhi. He is an extremely smart defender, and he will disrupt their offense. And he will jump in the passing lanes. He'll harass their players. He'll block shots. He'll be all over the place. And everybody else, there's so many good defenders on that team. It's going to be an interesting series, because that is who I think is going to get to the NBA Finals, and it's going to be the Raptors versus the Golden State Warriors. And I got the Raptors taking it. So those are my thoughts on the situation. You tell me your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment below and let me know. Okay? This is going to be the end of episode 2 podcast, YouTube show, Sports and Spoilers. I appreciate you for coming to hang out with me. Okay? Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, guess what? I got a Twitter. Follow me. Twitch. Come talk to me live. You know what I'm saying? We can debate live back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk to the people about sports. I can do it all damn day. All damn day. Follow me on Instagram. Everything is the same. Sports and Spoilers. It's going to be below in the info section just in case you need that. Alright? Alright? Alright. Appreciate y'all. Holla, holla.
It's the Rap Diablo. Macho when I drop flows. Bar gets raised up. It's me and Petey Pablo.
Oh, you motherfucker, you.